Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. And welcome to our Game Week 2 reaction and a sneaky early peek at Game Week 3. So, of course, we are joined by Kapil Ramcharan and our boy Abbas, the best fullback in Aruka, I hear.
For sure, for sure, for sure. I
The
remember.
East, the East.
Taking
I
these
know
two.
these. I know some. I can do it. I can do that. But guys, of course, Game Week 2 would have just finished, and we have a lot to discuss off this stream, right? We're focusing on some key things that happened only. So, of course, Haaland hat-trick, Salah showing Salah things. So, Kapil, what was the key thing that happened? How did your team perform? What was the key thing to take away from Game Week 2 for you? How did your team perform in Game Week 2?
Yeah, well, I still gathering information as we go along because I mean, very early in the season, we see some kind of freak results with Chelsea. I still not buying that six goal every week kind of thing from Chelsea, right? We still have to wait and see there. One of my key mistakes this week was playing Murphy over ESR. I think Smith Rowe was the better pick in hindsight, and that was a real faux pas. That was a 9 point difference there for me. 9 points in the at this stage in the game is plenty because everybody kind of neck and neck, right? So that was a
Yeah.
big faux pas. And I think it's only when the deadline set, I was like, oh, I think I make a mistake there. But again, it's early in the season. I have ESR, so that's one of the main upside. A lot of people need to buy me already. Had a price jump. So for
Right.
me, I had 81 points. I taken us still. It could have been 90, but I rather it happen now than later on in the season. So me again, ESR was the best pick any day over Murphy.
And Abba, what was your Game Week 2 takeaway? How did your team do in Game Week 2?
69 points, but I taken that due to the fact that I sold some. So we went through that before previously on a previous video with the reaction. But I guess the key thing for me would have been Solanke getting injured because I don't think Son would have performed the way he performed if Solanke didn't get injured because he would have been playing on the wing. So that would be the key thing for me. And I guess I move a little bit too early, but I like to. That's the way I just play, and I have no regrets of doing what I did. So, yeah. So that's basically it. Wanted to get more points, but due to the fact that Son did what he did, and bringing KD before him, I'll still take my 69, and I'll still set up nicely for game weeks coming in the future, where I would not have been if I didn't sell Son. So I'm not vexed at all. And like Kapilo was saying it early in the season, so now is the time to actually make mistakes if you're making mistakes. So you're still learning as because it's early. So yeah.
Kapil, Game Week 3 coming up. So by now, 2 free transfers if you didn't panic, right? What's the Game Week? What's the plan? What's the key thing to focus on for Game Week 3? What key asset, key team, or key
Yeah,
strategy?
I
What's Game Week 3 looking like?
I still feel everything up in the air. We do have enough information. I remember a few seasons ago, Liverpool had a 7-2. That was in first or second or third game week, right? Like these things has happened in the early part of the season, and I could clearly remember everybody at that point bringing in Aston Villa players, and then for a long period they didn't have that kind of production. So just be aware that it's early in the season and these results will happen. But there's also an international break after game week 3, so you could do a lot of transfers. You have 2 free transfers, but like you could find yourself having a couple of injuries and then to deal with after that. So I think the safer thing to do is to wait, but like that's just my style of play. So everybody suit their style. I don't have any injuries or I don't have any players that like a Baco or Kwanzaa who no longer are assets. So like my team set up nicely. I think at least one more game week, wait and see how it pan out. Don't rush in to buy too much players who bang quite early, right? So like I had Son. I mean, he got an assist from Pickford, right? So like that's just little marginal things that it could easily be a 1 goal from Son. So
Correct.
these is little things that to be careful of early in the season. And for me, don't panic because it's just game week 2. But I, as a player, happy to see people knee jerking Chelsea men and all these guys in. That's for me. I glad. So I glad if people knee jerking, but like from a sensible way, just wait and see. There's only 1 more week for the international break.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. And I hate international breaks coming so early. Oh gosh, we're
Yeah.
interrupting the football. Hey, our Game Week 3 coming up. What key thing you focusing on? Key asset or key move, key strategy for Game Week 3? what you setting up for? You said he was setting up for the game weeks to come. So what's that
Correct.
setup look like?
Well, so now I have my City cover because I don't have Haaland. So and City have good fixtures up until us. I believe that they will beat West Ham. I could see them scoring 2-3 goals. So now I have my City cover. I've been patient with my transfer this game week. I'm thinking about replacing Solanke, but I think Solanke gonna be good in the long haul. So I don't really want to sell him because he's not gonna be injured. He mightn't play this game week, but for sure he'll be back after the international break. So I could, and based on how my team is, I could bring on another midfielder, play 3-5-2 instead of playing 3-4-3, and be safe with and be comfortable with rolling that transfer and keeping Solanke for the following game weeks. So that's basically it. I think I want Captain Salah this week because Liverpool tend to do well against Manchester United away from home, and Manchester United still not a great team in my opinion. People saying that they looking better. I still on the fence with that. But I would say Mazraoui looking very good at 4.5, so I would keep an eye on that. But yeah, that's basically what I doing for the game week 3 and for the future as well.
Yeah, sounds good. And you're right, Mazraoui. I was now going to ask that really quickly before we go. There are some key to me. Looking at it, eye test, and of course, finally getting to watch football properly in the Caribbean. Right. This for finally first season. Hopefully, it lasts for the whole season. Some key guys that popped up for me: Mazraoui, Robinson. I
For
want
sure.
to say as well, right? And these are not just hearsay. These guys are performing, doing their thing. Was very 2 returns in 2 so far, even on the end of not so good. Yes, they won against Fulham, but it wasn't their best display. And even though they lost against Brighton, still put in a solid performance. So there's some guys popping around. Our usual suspects as well: Salah, Haaland, Saka, doing their thing consistently. And again, Saka is one of those guys I keep saying, even when he's not at 100, he's on 50, maybe still coming up trump. So definitely someone that should be in your team. There's some key guys around. Even some low-key assets like Minter again consistently. Before we go, I want to touch on Welbeck. Is Welbeck a knee-jerk reaction Kapil, or is he looking like the real deal to at least give us a purple patch till about game week 6 or so? What do you think?
For me, Welbeck is always not. I was about knee jerk. He was scoring 3 games, they were blanking 4. That's the issue of Welbeck. He inconsistent. So I tend to not trust inconsistent players, especially so early in the season. And he has some hard fixtures coming up. So for me, you be a knee jerk at this point, still. Although he looking the part.
Yeah, he's looking the part. Yeah. All right. Abba, before we roll, you mentioned your captaincy shouts, but who's some other good shouts for this game week before we
Well,
leave?
Haaland for sure. If you are Haaland, I think you should captain Haaland if you are Haaland. So, but Kevin, not a bad shout. If by chance you have Savinho in your team, I like how he looking. Not gonna lie, Savinho looking like prime Mahrez, and you remember how Mahrez used to bring in the points. So, if you have any City asset, maybe not Guardiola because I don't think he gained forward as much,
Right,
but
right.
what attacking asset from City is not a bad shout for captaining. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe
All right.
Arsenal at home. If you have
Yeah.
Saka, Havertz,
Yeah.
um,
Havertz, yeah. Yeah.
actually Raya shout or not, you never know. Clean sheets at home for Arsenal.
A
Yeah.
galore right now. Yeah,
But
yeah.
don't do that. If you don't blame me. I just paint things out. But yeah, Haaland for sure. That your number one. Salah, of course. And any other City forward attacking asset. Yeah.
I want to remind you guys, well, by now, maybe you might be watching this tomorrow, but so don't forget that on the 29th, the Champions League draw, right? And why is this important to FPL? Because the format has changed. So there's going to be a lot of rotation. And that name that Ava just mentioned is Savio, right? Rogers, there's some guys that are going to be featuring a little more. Your key assets may be rotated and rested. So please pay attention to that draw tomorrow. We, of course, will put a post up and start doing your planning. Thankfully, as Kapil said, it's international break, so you can start to put down the groundwork right? Of course, don't panic, don't freak out, but it is something to keep at the back of your mind. Champions League is going to play a bigger part in FPL and EPL. It could damn well decide the title because there's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of injuries, fatigue, right? The forman's wait is a bit longer, more games,
Okay.
so it's a longer season. So pay attention to that, guys. All right. So I want to thank Caps and Abbas. Like, share, subscribe if you're new, guys. Let us know what your thoughts in the comment section. What you're thinking about who's your captaincy, what defenders is looking like, goalkeeper situation. Did you have to wild card already? I had a friend who had to wild card in game week 1 or game week 2, I should say. Right? So yeah, but don't panic. Don't go chasing those Chelsea waterfalls. Right?
Waterfalls.
Please don't do it, guys. Don't. It is a trap. Maybe Palmer might be the safest trap, right? But no others. But I have to big up Madueke. I know I like to sneak in other fan tracks now as well too. I was behind. I was losing 50 to 102 and ended up bringing up the gap to like 88 because of Noni alone, right? Noni saved my whole career there in fan tracks. So big up Noni. But guys, take your time and of course click that save button, click the subscribe and like button under this video, and happy picking. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Adios.